It's almost 2 meters behind at this point. Davis going well in second, but miles ahead of everybody. Jefferson wouldn't.
To say that we all push each other to greater heights every single day.
The Brussels Diamond League on August 22nd isn't just another meet. It's shaping up to be one of the most divisive, emotional, and controversial races in women's sprinting this year. On paper, it's a clash between MelissaJefferson, the young American storming the track with historic times, and Shelly-Ann/Fraser-Pryce, the Jamaican legend on her farewell tour. But beyond the clock, this is about pride, legacy, and national bragging rights. Social media is already on fire. Jamaican fans argue that Jefferson is being hyped too early, calling her unproven against the greats, while American fans clap back that Fraser-Pryce is past her prime and that Jefferson's 10.65s proves she's the future. ShaCarriRichardson, caught in controversy of her own, throws gasoline on the debate, while Daryl Nader, the underdog, watches as the headlines swirl. This is more than a sprint. It's a collision of generations, a clash of fan bases, and a question of who truly deserves to wear the crown of sprinting supremacy. MelissaJefferson has turned 2025 into her breakout season, but with greatness comes backlash. Her 10.65s win at the US Championships wasn't just a fast time. It was history, tying her as the 5th fastest woman ever. She's unbeaten in 5 100-meter finals this season, and her double title in Eugene has made her the centerpiece of American sprinting pride. To her supporters, she represents the next Usain Bolt-level figure, an athlete who doesn't just win, but electrifies crowds with dominance. But critics, especially on the Jamaican side, aren't buying it yet. They argue Jefferson hasn't faced enough global pressure, that US championships don't compare to the pressure cooker of a World Championships final, and that one season doesn't make a legend. They warn that Jefferson is being crowned too early and point out how many American stars have burned bright and fizzled out. Still, Jefferson's confidence is undeniable. She runs with a swagger that screams this is her moment. Brussels is her chance to silence doubters, to prove that her speed isn't just hype, but supremacy. Yet across the starting line stands a woman whose entire career has been built on shutting down the next big thing. ShellyAnnFraserPryce's name doesn't need defending in Jamaica, but outside her homeland, fans debate whether her time has finally run out. Jamaicans see her as untouchable, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, 10-time world champion, and the face of women's sprinting for nearly 2 decades. They point to her longevity, her ability to come back after pregnancy and still win world titles, and argue that no American star, not even Jefferson, has proven she can match that level of sustained greatness. But critics counter that 2025 is her farewell season for a reason. At 38, her legs don't carry the same firepower they once did. Her reaction times aren't as sharp, her top-end speed not as ruthless. Americans argue that Brussels will expose the gap, that Fraser-Pryce can inspire, but she can no longer dominate. To her fans, though, that's missing the point. They argue that Fraser-Pryce's very presence in the race makes it historic, that even if she doesn't win, every stride is part of a farewell lap that cements her as the greatest female sprinter of all time. In Jamaica, Brussels isn't about Jefferson's rise. It's about Fraser-Pryce refusing to fade quietly, about reminding everyone that legends don't step aside, they fight until the very end. The Jefferson versus Fraser-Pryce debate has become a fan war. American fans argue that Jefferson represents the future, that her 10.65s already makes her faster than most of Fraser-Pryce's career best marks. Jamaican fans fire back, reminding everyone that Fraser-Pryce has been breaking 1070 for over a decade, a level of consistency Jefferson has yet to prove. Americans counter that Fraser-Pryce is old news, while Jamaicans insist that one good season doesn't make Jefferson a legend. Online debates get heated. Hashtags like Jefferson era clash with Forever Fraser, and every slow start or fast finish becomes fodder for the argument. Brussels isn't just a race, it's the battleground for that debate. If Jefferson beats Fraser-Pryce, expect American fans to declare the torch has been passed. But if Fraser-Pryce places ahead of Jefferson, or worse, defeats her outright, it will be seen as a crushing reality check for those ready to crown Jefferson too soon. In the stands and living rooms and on Twitter feeds worldwide, this isn't just about 10 seconds of running. It's about identity, pride, and which side of history you're on. Then there's ShaCarriRichardson, who has turned into both the wild card and the lightning rod of the race. Once America's brightest hope, her career has been marred by inconsistency and off-track drama. The most recent scandal, her arrest at Seattle-Tacoma Airport after an altercation with Christian Coleman, has only fueled critics who call her a distraction rather than a contender. Some fans argue she's wasting her talent, others defend her as a victim of unfair media scrutiny. For Jefferson supporters, Richardson is both an ally and a cautionary tale, proof that hype doesn't always equal longevity. For Jamaicans, she's often used as an example of American sprinters who can't handle the global spotlight. But all of that fades when she gets it right. When Richardson is locked in, her acceleration and speed can beat anyone in the world. Brussels offers her a chance to rewrite the narrative, but if she falters again, expect the critics to get louder. ShaCarri is no longer just racing competitors. She's racing her own reputation. Track and field fans love to focus on stars, but history is filled with races where outsiders became legends overnight. Diamond League meets often produce shock winners, athletes who weren't on the radar but took advantage of a field distracted by headlines. Jefferson's supporters fear exactly that while she's busy proving herself against Fraser-Pryce, someone else will seize the win and deflate her hype. Jamaicans argue that would expose the fragility of American dominance, while Americans say it would only be a temporary setback. Either way, the threat is real. In sprinting, 1/10 of a second is the difference between hero and footnote, and Brussels has the potential to flip the script entirely if an overlooked name delivers the race of their life. Brussels isn't just a race. It's a preview of the World Championships, and that's where the fan debates reach fever pitch. Americans argue that Jefferson is the only one capable of bringing U.S. sprinting back to dominance, that her times prove she's the heir to Florence Griffith Joyner's record-breaking legacy. Jamaicans counter that Fraser-Pryce's presence alone makes her a medal threat, and that no American can match the depth of Jamaica's sprint program, which still boasts Shericka Jackson, Tina Clayton, and rising talents. Every outcome in Brussels will be spun. If Jefferson wins, her supporters will say the World Championships are hers to lose. If Fraser-Pryce holds her own, Jamaicans will declare that legends never fade and the U.S. hype machine has been humbled. And for Richardson and Nita, Brussels is the momentum builder or breaker that will determine if they enter Worlds as contenders or also-rans. So when the gun goes off in Brussels on August 22nd, it won't just be about who crosses the line first. It will be about which narrative survives. MelissaJefferson Wooden carries the weight of American hype and the chance to prove she's not just the next star but the undisputed present. ShellyAnnFraserPryce carries the pride of Jamaica, the aura of legacy, and the determination to show that even at 38, greatness doesn't age. ShaCarriRichardson runs not only for victory, but for redemption, while Daryl Nita lurks as the spoiler who could disrupt everything. But hovering above it all are the voices of millions of fans locked in a global argument about who truly deserves the throne. 10 seconds will decide not only the winner of Brussels, but the balance of power in women's sprinting. Will the Queen defend her crown, or will the new heir seize it? The answer will echo far beyond Brussels. It will shape the road to the World Championships and fuel debates for years to come.